All right, Doc, from the thrill of an overtime goal that took review there between the Bruins and the Penguins, we welcome you here to Honda Center in Anaheim for a game between the team with the best record in the league, the Anaheim Ducks, and the hottest team in the league, the New York Rangers, who have won 10 of their last 11. Ilya Bryzgalov, a bit of a surprise, the goaltender down to our left, faced a couple of great opportunities. The first shift that the Rangers had in the offensive zone. It is Henrik Lundqvist down to our right.
Sami Vatanen made the best save of the game so far, though, on Rick Nash, who had an open net.
Stahl with a shot that goes wide. Bolesky tried to clear. Palmieri had flown the zone, but it didn't come out. And now here's Hagelin with a shot that deflected up on the netting and out of play. And let's go back, Brian, to what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Quick play by Zuccarello way over to near the dot. Rick Nash, you can see, had Bryzgalov way out of the net. Sami Vatanen with a great move. Comes across here, sacrifices his body. That's a sure goal because Nash had all 4x6 to shoot at it. Vatanen saved them.
So now Brassard between Nash and Zuccarello. Thompson wins the draw for Anaheim as it's angled off the glass and sent back inside the Rangers zone. Chased down by Kevin Klein, having his best offensive season of his career. Scoring goals, scoring game-winning goals, overtime goals. As John Moore takes a big hit from Cogliano, and the puck is flipped back toward the Duck zone. Take it here, Nash across. Oh, a good stick again by Vatanen. Another good play in the defensive zone. Here's a chance for Nash that is stopped by Bryzgalov.
Anaheim hasn't been happy since the start of this game. They're off to a slow start here. Rangers producing chances inside the zone. That last play there, that was really difficult for Vatanen, that bouncing puck in his feet, and it turned into an outnumbered attack. He made a great play all on his own.
Rangers beginning a California trip here. 3 games in 4 nights. Tomorrow night a rematch of last spring's Stanley Cup final at Staples Center. And then Saturday night in San Jose, Lindholm racing for the puck. Lee Stepniak was down there for the Rangers, but Bryzgalov came to play it aside. And now Maroon for Anaheim chips it along Boscheman. Now for Hampus Lindholm up the right wing side. Devontae Smith-Pelly, who was not in the lineup for the last game, a win over Nashville. Back in the lineup for Bruce Boudreau as Tim Jackman takes a seat tonight.
We expect this to be a quick game and a lot of good offense, but so far the Rangers are much quicker than Anaheim is.
Bruce Boudreau talked to us this morning about just how quick the Rangers are. He said, we better be ready for a good start. You can't give this Ranger team a 2-goal lead because he said the guy in goal rarely gives up more than 2. Hammered off the end boards and hit off the back of the net behind Lundqvist. Dan Boyle trying to dig it out of there, got some help. JT Miller starts it back the other way. He'll get center ice and now just flip it in wide of the Anaheim goal. Cam Fowler on it first now for the Ducks, looking to skate it out. Turned back by St. Louis. Lovejoy played it ahead. Girardi turns it back into the Anaheim zone. 4 minutes into this first period. First of 2 meetings between these teams from opposite sides of the country. And one from the Eastern Conference, one from the West.
Rangers really good in the neutral zone there. McDonough standing up, knocking that puck down and get it right back inside Anaheim's zone. Anaheim's going to have to be more efficient coming out of their end.
St. Louis centering pass. Ryan Getzlaf in perfect position. And now the puck's up by Rene Bourque, number 14. A November acquisition from Montreal out at the line. It is fired toward the Ranger net. Block picked up by Vatanen. That goes off a Ranger stick up in the air. Knocked down by Girardi. Picked up by Bourque. He sends it out to the line. Vatanen. Hands it off now for Stoner to the corner. Quick centering pass, and that grazed off the outside of the iron, it sounded like. Corey Perry centering pass, just misconnecting. Now it comes across for Vatanen. Vatanen to the front, off a skate. What a stop by Lundqvist. Still pressure by Rene Bourque and Corey Perry.
Corey Perry got jammed by Girardi on that rebound after that terrific save by Lundqvist and couldn't put it home.
Now Vatanen plays it ahead, Bolesky. Another guy having a great offensive year for his team. Blaine Vigneault spoke before the game, Brian, about the importance of this, getting out of the zone and getting it into the offensive end because of what we just saw what Anaheim's capable of when they're cycling.
Well, especially when the big line is out there. Corey Perry takes up presence in front of the net there. There's a shot. Lundqvist is tracking it. And then Corey Perry is going to end up with a chance later on right off the edge of the crease, and that's where Girardi turns around and gets a whack on the stick of Corey Perry. He can't find the handle on it because he had about at least half the net to shoot at as well in that rebound. Inside position, so important in front of the net if you're a defenseman.
Kevin Hayes, number 13, winning the draw, but the Ducks come up with it. Silverberg jams it ahead. It bounces past Kevin Klein in behind Lundqvist. He'll gently play it along the near boards. Quickly moving in is Silverberg, and they battle along the near boards in the Rangers zone, but it comes back out to center right. Now Boschman rolls it across. Ahead for Kessler. Kessler, right side for Palmieri. Palmieri, a high shot deflected up on the glass. And picked up now by Hagelin. He hands it off for Hayes. And now it is driven by Jesper Foss back into the Anaheim zone. Francois Boschman, good to have him back if you're Bruce Boudreau and the Anaheim Ducks, who've had a lot of injuries and illness with the mumps throughout their team, and especially on their defense.
Yeah, they've played 13 different defensemen this season already for Anaheim. It's amazing the record they have, given that circumstance.
Raquel, nifty little play through the legs, almost worked for him, but the Rangers come up with it. And Zuccarello will wrist it along the boards behind Bryzgalov, who's ranked number 80 this time around. And the shot comes through and he makes the save. Now hammered by Dan Boyle into the glove of Bryzgalov. And we will step aside. The Ducks and the Rangers scoreless here in the first. And right now, let's take a look at the numbers for our starting goalies presented by Honda. And there are the numbers for Henrik Lundqvist. As good as they are, they've been even better over his last 10 starts that include 9 victories. And Ilya Bryzgalov, as I mentioned, wearing number 80 this time around. You see his career numbers. He played his first 69 National Hockey League games with the then Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
He signed on December 9th, had his first start 10 days later, and he said he just really wasn't ready. So they needed to rework him. Bryzgalov went back and worked hard in practice the last couple of weeks, and this is his first start since a 6-2 loss against Ottawa.
Dominic Moore, centering pass, went by a couple of Rangers, and McDonough's going to have to chase it back into the Ranger zone. And Bryzgalov's coach, Bruce Boudreau, said about the same thing this morning. He said now he's in shape, he's ready to go. Let's see what he can do against one of the elite teams in the league. Meanwhile, Alain Vigneault has already indicated that he'll start Talbot tomorrow night in Los Angeles and come back with Lundqvist Saturday in San Jose. The Premier League weekend is on NBCSN Sunday at 11 Eastern. Man United faces Southampton. Weekend coverage begins Saturday morning at 7 Eastern as Sunderland hosts Liverpool on NBCSN.
Alain Vigneault, very familiar with the Anaheim Ducks. Of course, he coached Vancouver for 7 years. Last year when they came out on this trip, it was early in the year, they were 1-5 against Anaheim, LA, and San Jose. They obviously don't want to go down that path again, and he knows his team is playing much better right now than they have all season long. What a roll New York Rangers are on. Very impressive numbers right across the board, from their scorers to their goaltenders. And when you're 10-1 in your last 11 games, that speaks volumes.
Now Kreider, big body starting to play better for the New York Rangers, circling in the offensive zone, hands it back to Stahl. A shot blocked out of the slot, and Ryan Getzlaf will start it back the other way. Getzlaf carries it all the way, goes wide on the outside, backhand save by Lundqvist.
Boyle did a good job, at least cut him off at the last second, because Ryan Getzlaf can drive to the net. He's a huge body and has great talent. If you give him half a step, you're going to have to take a penalty on him. Boyle cut him off the last second.
Eric Stepan around for St. Louis, challenged there by Kessler, and Bontinen plays it ahead, and it bounces out to center ice, and on a second effort, it's picked up, and Silverberg will drive it back in along the boards behind the Ranger goal. The Rangers will play 3 and 4 nights, as I mentioned, here in California. Go home and play 1 against their arch rivals, the New York Islanders. Then go out and play 3 and 4 again against Boston, Columbus, and Pittsburgh. And Alain Vigneault said yesterday before leaving on the trip, can't think about 6 and 7. It is a test. It's a tough stretch, but we are focusing on our next opponent. That's Anaheim. But they have an opportunity, the Rangers, with all the games in hand they have on teams around them, and a few of the teams ahead of them in the Eastern Conference standings.
Well, people are looking at the record and say, well, they're not beating great teams. Well, that's not their fault. You're supposed to win your games one at a time, and they are winning them the way they're supposed to. And they are jacked up for this game And this trip through California, which is as tough as it comes, they realize that they do have to test themselves, and they're staring it right in the face. I admire that. You don't downplay it. You say, yeah, we have to be good.
Played ahead wide of Bryzgalov, and yes, it will be icing against the Rangers. Faceoff will go back into the Ranger zone.
Let's take a look at Ryan Getzlaf one-on-one coming through the neutral zone here. One of the most underrated things about him is his speed. He is so big, but he's such a smooth skater. He is outstanding one-on-one. He couldn't quite bring it right into the net area there because Boyle was able to turn and keep him to the outside. But he is the #1 star in the NHL for the month of December with 20 points in 14 games.
And remarkable the numbers he put up when Corey Perry was not in the lineup. 19 points in the 14 games without Perry. Here come the Ducks with a chance. Saved by Lundqvist. Drops the puck but covers it in the blue paint.
Raquel to Maroon there, and they get a great scoring chance for the Anaheim Ducks. And the Rangers were a little disorganized. A bit of a line change, and one of the players goes down. See, there's 3 players over by the boards. That was a big whoops. And the drop pass from Raquel to Maroon. Maroon gets the shot away, but Henrik Lundqvist doesn't leave much when it comes to the loose change category. Boy, did he get a lot of respect from Bruce Boudreau, the Anaheim coach, this morning, saying, yeah, our chances of scoring more than 2 goals against Lundqvist are not that great. He said, we better be good at both ends of the ice.
Dominic Moore tossed out of the face-off circle. So Miller steps in and wins the draw against Thompson. Girardi tried to play it around. It was deflected. Thompson sends it right back to the side of the net. And they tried to jam it on that stick side of Henrik Lundqvist. Comes out along the near boards, and the Rangers regrouping. McDonough slides it ahead. Now it comes to Dominic Moore, quickly left wing side for Miller. Top of the circle shot, Bryzgalov able to shrug that one off and hold it in the glove.
Ilya Bryzgalov signed in December and playing only a second start here. They need to get him in the lineup, certainly, and see if he can play in the big games. And this is, of course, one of the important games of the year because you're playing against the hottest team in the National Hockey League, one of the top teams in the East. He was great the other day. He was introduced to the sports psychologist, and he said, oh, we're going to be really good friends. Very nice to meet you. He's got a tremendous sense of humor, and, of course, the stories about him being a little different certainly have circulated around the NHL, so people can appreciate that. They had a good laugh. Who's going to end up asking whom questions?
Yeah, he told the psychologist, you might as well cancel all your other clients because you and I are going to be spending some time together.
Oh, that is great stuff.
Now Nash sends it back into the Anaheim zone. Will be chased down by Stoner. Brassard in on him. Knocks him down and takes a penalty. Not much doubt about that one. As Brassard will go to the box, and Anaheim will get the first power play of this game.
Yeah, that was a different hook from behind there. If you're going to chase behind the net, then you better have some speed. It's not usually a very good idea to do that. That is an easy call on Derek Brassard, who should know better.
Power play for the Ducks.
Taking penalties like that in the offensive zone are the ones that make coaches cringe.
And this power play is presented by Mercedes-Benz. Not a lot of the numbers, team numbers for the Ducks are very impressive. I mean, they're 17th in goals for, 15th in goals against, 23rd on the power play, 21st on the PK, but they keep winning, and they win the tight games. Boudreau said special teams, the one thing he really would like to see improve is the play whistle down here. And the faceoff coming back outside the Ranger line.
Yeah, their power play lately is 1 for 27 in the last 9 games. I guess the good news is they have some terrific talent. It can only get better.
Driven back into the Anaheim zone. Bryzgalov settles it down there. Cam Fowler back to get it. Fowler looks left. Decides to dump it into the right corner. Lundqvist plays it around on the near side. Goes off a stick. Rangers get to it. And Moore able to play it back. And Getzlaf, I think, yes. I saw him and Moore come together. And Getzlaf's going to be called for interference.
He doesn't even have to, the referee, come over and tell him anything. He was right beside the penalty box. The door opened and Getzlaf just went in. That's taken away a good power play opportunity. There's at the bottom of your screen, that's the interference call. Just try to rub him off just a little bit, but got a little too carried away.
Now, there's a 30-second differential in the two penalties, so if nothing else is called, Broussard would come out. The Rangers would have an abbreviated power play, and boy, has their power play ever been on a roll. Right now, 4 skaters aside. Kyle Palmieri missed the beginning of the season with an ankle injury, and he was talking this morning about how he's almost feeling 100%. Playing mostly on a line with Kessler and Bolesky. Now it comes to Kessler, makes a little move on St. Louis, goes wide, tried to pull the trigger, could not. Run into my stall. Here's Palmieri with it now. Watched by Boyle, high slot. Lindholm shot just skips wide of the Ranger goal. And it's played ahead on the near side for Derek Stepan.
Derek Stepan back in the lineup after not being able to get there because of a broken leg in training camp and not even able to play in November. Stepan's game has really stepped up. 11 points in his last 8 games, and they need him big time.
This will be icing in the 4-on-4 situation. 35 seconds remaining in the Broussard penalty. 1:06 left in the penalty to Getzlaf. And boy, what an addition Ryan Kessler has been. Everybody talked about it in the offseason when it happened. The pressure that it takes off Getzlaf to have a number 2 center like Ryan Kessler.
Oh, huge.
Bruce Boudreau was asked about him this morning. Anything surprise you now that you've seen him on an everyday basis? He said overall, just a better player maybe than I realized.
He gave them a great compliment. He said now with Getzlaf and Kessler, he said it's not unlike Crosby and Malkin when they're going. And that's quite a compliment, obviously. And you have a 1-2 punch. And Bruce Boudreau, of course, coached against Crosby and Malkin an awful lot when he was coaching the Washington Capitals. So Kessler has given him that second punch behind Getzlaf. Face-offs, penalty killing, power play, all aspects of the game that Getzlaf had to take on by himself too much many times in the last year or so in particular. Kessler takes some of that away and keeps Getzlaf fresh.
And had the shootout winner in the victory over Nashville the other night.
Yeah, that was a big come from behind. They don't want to do that again against this New York Rangers. So they were down to Nashville and they found a way to pull the game out, but don't want to go down that road again.
Botnin tried to jam it along. It's picked up by Stoner and sent back. Broussard getting set to come out of the box. Broussard is out. Botnin now will just hammer it length of the ice, wide of the Ranger goal. And it's picked up now by the captain, Ryan McDonough. Starting it back for the Rangers, hands it off to Broussard. He'll wrist it up high on the glass behind Brizgalov. Around the near side, Broussard has it now. Hands it off to McDonough. Only 10 seconds left on the power play. Shot right through. That was deflected just wide.
Sure was.
Brizgalov as Broussard sends it back to the line. McDonough across. Girardi with a shot. Picked up now by Broussard and partially blocked by Cogliano and recovered by the Ducks. Getzlaf came out of the box. He hoped that puck would come out to center ice. It did not. Pass across, just misconnecting with J.T. Miller.
Boy, a lot of poise with the puck from the New York Rangers there on this power play. Net front presence from Chris Kreider.
Now McDonough trying to get it to the front. Didn't get there. Getzlaf did not get it by Miller. Miller sends it across. That hit a stick. And it's chipped by Cogliano back out through center ice. And McDonough picking it up back in the Ranger zone.
That best scoring chance did come from the point, and it was directed big time right off Kreider's arm, but it went wide of the net. Brizgalov never saw that one.
Lead pass does not connect with Miller. That's going to be icing against the Rangers once again.
Well, Anaheim's surviving here and surviving the end of that power play for the New York Rangers. And boy, has that power play been red hot. 10 goals in the last 8 games for the New York Rangers. 10 for 26 on the power play. That's some outstanding stuff, and you can see why. Very poised, very calm. All of their players getting the pucks to the net when you need to, but also looking for open players everywhere. They had the Ducks on the run there, but the Ducks survived it.
Now McDonough scooting back behind the net. Pressured there by Bolesky, then Kessler comes in. Well, the Rangers come out with it. Here's McDonough skating into the Anaheim zone with a drive and a glove save by Brizgalov. And we will step away. 6:43 remaining in the first. No score.
Coach, you gave up some chances early on here. Things have evened out a little. What do you see so far?
Well, I see they're very fast. You know, I mean, we're going to have to really tighten up our gaps. We're giving them too much room to skate in the neutral zone. But if we tighten up our gaps and we finish checks down in their zone, I think it might even out.
Thanks, Coach.
Bruce Boudreau, the American Hockey League's leading scorer during the decade of the 80s. He was some player at the minor professional level. I think 6 or 7 seasons he had between the AHL and the IHL of over 100 points.
He had a great line this morning. Rene Bourque's been playing with Getzlaf and Perry, and they asked him about Bourque, and he said, "I'd like to play with Getzlaf."
There's Stepan with a chance. That was blocked. It comes right back to number 21. He looks to the front. That hit a body, and Bolesky starts it back the other way. As Palmieri on his right dumps it to that corner. Stahl hustled back for the Rangers to make the play. Moves it up the left wing side. Kreider now. Boy, he collides with Lovejoy. Came up kind of high on the Anaheim defender, but the officials let it go. Now Kessler has a 3-on-2 for Anaheim if they hurry. Bolesky with a shot that's blocked up into the netting and out of play. Watch the NHL on NBC Live on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the app or go to NBC Sports/Live Extra and watch the biggest events anywhere, anytime.
Anaheim had a decent chance here. Rare 3-on-2. Matt Bolesky will end up with the puck. Kessler will go right through the middle of the ice, and I think this shot by Bolesky actually hits Kessler in the back of the leg. It got deflected. Lundqvist wasn't even sure where it was, but that's a chance that's missed. Matt Bolesky is their leading goal scorer on Anaheim with 17 goals this year, but that one didn't go.
Getzlaf and Perry passed to the front. Bourque was right in the blue paint, but it was knocked away, I believe, by Lundqvist, and the puck played back now into the Anaheim zone. Ryan Getzlaf with it, lobs it out. Just getting that with his glove with McDonough.
That was a football play.
Yeah.
That was outstanding. Getzlaf just lofting that one like he was going to drop it into the receiver's hands.
Yeah.
McDonough read the play. Great safety. Looked like a safety hanging back there.
Lundqvist plays it around, but Getzlaf waiting there on the near boards. He wanted to drop it back to a scoring area. That was blocked. Getzlaf still has it. Hands it off now for Vatanen. Vatanen hammers a shot. He was looking for a redirect. Puck ends up along the far boards.
That was a smart shot by Vatanen. It was off the net, but Perry was right there.
Vatanen again. Hands it off for Perry. Spins away from some pressure. Corey Perry lobs it across. Stoner top of the circle with a shot. Rangers block that. And Ryan McDonough finds an opening and clears it back the other way.
That's a scoring chance that's missed there. Stoner's got to get that one through. Desperation play by Nash to block it.
Perry trying to go high blocker, missed the net. And it skips back inside the Anaheim zone. Sammy Vatanen has it there. Rickard Rakell plays it ahead. John Moore back to get it for the Rangers. He's in the lineup for Matt Hunwick. The one change that Alain Vigneault's made tonight. Now Dominic Moore across the line with a wrist shot that goes wide. And Klein sends it back in off the blocker of Brizgalov. Sent right back toward the Anaheim net. Goes all the way to the near boards. Now back out to Moore again. Through traffic, right pad save. Dominic Moore thought about the wraparound. Now comes back with a backhand shot that thumps off the pad of Brizgalov. And the Ducks, Devontae Smith-Pelly able to lob it back the other way. Maroon will catch up with it. Klein checks in. Now Smith-Pelly being chased by Dominic Moore. Out to the line it comes. Now Boschman straight away. Boschman hands it off. Lindholm for Rakell. Off of his stick. Now jammed along and Moore back behind his own net. That's Dominic Moore.
Boy, Brizgalov looks confident and solid, Dave. The way he's moving in the net, the coaches talked about it. That's why they said he was ready to go after a couple of weeks of really solid practice. He's in shape and he's stopping the puck really well. Looks solid and confident.
Now picked up by the Rangers, but Bonds is immediately challenged by Thompson, and it's back out to center ice. Stahl across the line, checked by Silverberg. Puck still deep in the Anaheim zone. Picked up by Hayes, who jumped around his check. Hayes with a long reach. Turns, fires it in wide of the Anaheim goal. Now Hagelin out to the line. Boyle with a shot. That was blocked by Cogliano. And it's out to center ice. Silverberg has it there. 4 white jerseys back defensively as the Ducks are looking to make a change. Kessler gets a stick on it. Now Bolesky rolls it in deep. Boyle steps in front of him. Now chipped along. Hagelin run into there by Vatanen. And now Stahl has it for the Rangers.
Rangers done a good job in their own zone and not getting hemmed in. Anaheim is really good forechecking team. When they get 2 forwards down below the goal line, you are in big trouble. The Rangers haven't let that happen much yet.
Kessler backhands this puck along with 2:35. Training in a rapidly played first period. That puck doesn't come out. Vatanen fired it in wide of Lundqvist. Now Klein is ridden to the board by Kessler. Rangers come up with it, and it will be lifted back out to center ice. Stoner for Vatanen. Off the stick of Kessler, left wing side. Bolesky will just chop it along in behind Lundqvist. Moves it away from Palmieri, and it's played out to the line, but not out of the zone initially, and picked up again here by Rene Bourque. He takes it wide on the angle, puts one up high on the shoulder of Lundqvist.
That hurt him too. Hurt his left shoulder. He's slouching down a little.
Ducks trying to keep the pressure on now. Here is Perry looking to the front, hanging on to the puck. Getzlaf straight away. Bolshevin a shot fired it just wide. Now around on the far side. Hampus Lindholm back in deep, looking for Bourque. Eric Stepan steps in front of him, and Stepan able to lift it safely for the Rangers back into the Anaheim zone. Minute 25 remaining here in the first. Getzlaf deflects it in wide of the Ranger goal. It'll be picked up by Stahl. And he'll get it from Girardi, who misplayed it. It's out in front and recovered by Zuccarello. Break wide pass on the carrot, picked up by Nash. Puts on the break, flips it toward the net. Good stop there by Brizgalov. Nash disguised that well. A lot of people thought he was going to pass that puck.
One of the best one-on-one players in the game, Rick Nash. He improvs an awful lot. That spin around was outstanding.
Turnover, Maroon with a chance and a save by Lundqvist. No second opportunity for the Ducks. And Broussard will send it along in behind Brizgalov. Sends it up the far side. Miller, though, for the Rangers gets there first. That'll be recovered by Fowler. Dominic Moore steps into him. Comes to Silverberg on the right wing side. He sends it across. Cogliano trying to get to it. Dan Boyle cuts him off. And Boyle backhands it up the near side. Skips away from Miller. Vatanen holding it in now for Anaheim. McDonough took a quick look. Went to Miller. Comes right back to McDonough. He flips it up in the air. Glove down by Vatanen, and the linesman says it's offside.
Let's go back and take a look at Lundqvist and where he gets this shot. It's a hot shot. Comes right up and gets him. Yeah, look, right in the collarbone area. And he had that left shoulder droop down for a little bit. A turnover by the Rangers deep in their own zone. He hugs the near side post, and then Rick Nash coming back the other way. 24 goals, second in the National Hockey League, and how's that for a guy who's 6'4", who has all kinds of coordination, one of the great power forwards in the game, but that was an improv spin around shot, a big save by Brizgalov.
Final 10 seconds of this first period as Cogliano in the corner. Klein steps into him. Hagelin there as well for the Rangers, and that's going to do it for the first period of play as the officials get over and separate everybody. Stay tuned for the Lexus Intermission Report. Liam McHugh, Mike Milbury, and Jeremy Roenick. We'll talk about the Leafs after the coaching change continue to slide, and we'll hear from Milan Lucic about that dramatic overtime win in the first half of our doubleheader here on a Wednesday night on NBCSN. Each team had a 30-second power play. The shots were 11-8 for the Rangers, but no score. The intermission report on the other side of this. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. Getting ready for the start of the second period here at Honda Center. Let's go inside the glass. Here's Brian Engblom.
The shots were 11-8 for the Rangers in the first period. And it was the Rangers who took the play to the Ducks early on in the game. They had really good, quick puck movement. Used the width of the ice really well. Sami Vatanen saved the goal there on the shot from Rick Nash. Again, the width of the ice, getting pucks to the net, net front presence. Then as the first period went on, then Anaheim started to get their game going. Their forecheck, laying on the body, putting pressure on the Ranger defense, turnovers, and getting chances right in front of Lundqvist. New York Rangers will want to set the tone again. Rick Nash had another solid first period. The second leading goal scorer in the National Hockey League with 24. Had a solid start to the first. He was frustrated by that open net he had robbed from him by Sami Vatanen.
He had 23 goals in the first 32 games for the Rangers. That's the fourth best start in Rangers history. As the Rangers look to come out of their own zone, it's slapped away. Silverberg got a stick on it, recovered and cleared by Nash, and now Vatanen will hammer it along the boards behind Lundqvist. Boyle sends it back now. Stahl, dangerous pass, and it comes out to where Stoner plays it along for the Ducks, keeping it in the Ranger zone. Now Brassard for Rick Nash, and he'll lift it safely out to center ice.
The Rangers are a good first period team. They proved that, and then the Anaheim Ducks are a really good second period team, which makes sense because they forecheck a lot. And in the second period, the opposition's a long ways from their bench. That's how they score a lot of their goals.
Lindholm tried to hold it in, but the Rangers clear it back into the Anaheim end. Francois Beauchemin back to get it. Now Bourque sends it in on Lundqvist, and he holds it there. As we take a look at the player profile presented by SAP, we just talked about him. Well, why not take a closer look at number 61 for the New York Rangers, third season with New York, 24 goals this year, as we mentioned, second in the league, and a two-time Olympic gold medalist for Canada, of course, where he was teammates with Getzlaf and Perry, among others, on the Canadian teams in Vancouver in 2010, and of course last year in Sochi. Face off right to Bolesky, shot blocked, rolling toward Lundqvist, and he decides to cover up.
Two-time 40-goal scorer Rick Nash, and the year that he scored 41, which is the most goals he's ever had in his career, that was his second year in. He's on a faster pace this year than he was that year. I talked to him before the game, and I said, how's it going with the new baby and everything? Oh, it's great. The smile came on his face. I said, you know what? I remember Marcus Naslund in Vancouver back in the day saying best thing that ever happened to him in many ways were having kids. He said, I'd leave the game at the rink. He said, my career got better. My numbers got better after I had kids. And Rick Nash looked at me and went, that's really interesting. Like, I'm feeling the same thing, you know?
Now the Ducks trying to keep the pressure on the Ranger defense. Girardi sends it around to the far side. Kreider. Kessler steps into him, and it's knocked down right in front of the Anaheim bench by Beauchemin and sent back along the boards behind Lundqvist. Rangers' first game of this California trip. Rematch of the Stanley Cup Finals tomorrow night at Staples Center. First game in there between the two teams since the clincher Game 5 last June. And we get a whistle here. We remind you this Saturday it's win or go home as the Patriots host the Ravens in an NFL divisional playoff game. Bob Costas and Dan Patrick host Football Night in America. Coverage begins Saturday at 3:30 Eastern only on NBC, home of Super Bowl 49, which will be held out in Glendale, Arizona on the 1st of February. On NBC as the puck is played by Hagelin around on the near side of the Anaheim zone. Foss got a stick on it. Hayes tried to send it in front, and now the Ducks clear it back the other way. Maroon and Stahl came together. Hayes plays it ahead, and here's Jesper Foss. Trying to get it across on the far side. Play is onside, but the Ducks able to clear. Maroon's got a little bit of room up the far side. Tries to cut in. Stahl played him well. Now a centering pass bounces off a couple of sticks, recovered by Smith-Pelly. High slot shot was blocked by Foss. And Klein will get it to center ice and wrist it along behind Brizgalov. Now Hayes. Chopped off of his stick, recovered by J.T. Miller. Circles it out, hands it off for Boyle. Not sure if that got through to Brizgalov, Brian. It hit
not much on it because it was really good defensive play at the last second by Patrick Maroon. It was stick on stick there, so it wasn't a really good contact on the puck.
Oh, big hit on Thompson by Lee Stempniak right down below our broadcast position here at Honda Center is Lundqvist for Dan Boyle. Now for Stempniak. Boyle sends it up the left wing side. Then along the boards in behind. Brizgalov to the near boards. Stoner with a hit on Miller. Bouncing puck picked up by Foss. Rolls off his stick. And now Brizgalov able to make the save on the follow-up chance by John Moore.
I'm not sure what Nate Thompson was thinking there. It looked like he wanted to backhand that one through in front of his own net right there. Yeah, that was a bad idea, and he didn't get all of it. And Stempniak very quick on the puck, and that ended up on a good scoring chance. And Boyle coming in from the point, and then right there you see the stick at the very last second. That was well played there by Patrick Maroon, coming in and taking away a good scoring chance.
Now Brassard for the Rangers. Getzlaf, though, the Anaheim captain, won it decisively. Now the puck into the bench area and out of play.
Well, the Rangers and Alain Vigneault, his team has really come a long ways here in this season. They're on a real hot streak, and one of the big reasons, he said, our group of 5 guys all together, all over the ice, he said, when we lose the puck, we turn it over so much more quickly and get it back so much more often. So therefore, obviously, they have more puck possession, and their puck possession gives them confidence, and we certainly have seen that at times already in this game.
Their most recent game, a 6-1 romp over Buffalo at Madison Square Garden, as Bryzgalov had to be careful on that redirection.
Yeah, and you know what? That was another spin-around play, I think, by Rick Nash right off the face-off here. Watch the top of your screen. You'll get it. It's the second time we've done this. He's done this. Throws it towards the net, and then it was a redirection and a dangerous one there. Brassard, who just got into position. He's seen a lot of stuff from Rick Nash over the years, and he knows that puck might show up anytime Brassard got a stick on it.
Ducks win the draw again. Vatanen lobs it back toward the Rangers zone. Girardi back to play it safely out to center ice. Stoner got a stick on it for the Ducks. It's recovered by Dan Girardi. Moves it up quickly for Zuccarello, who wrists it off the glass behind Bryzgalov. Now Stoner. For Vatanen around the boards. That hit a stick. Brassard sends it right back toward the Anaheim net, but the Ducks in good position. And a diving play by Getzlaf. Sends Corey Perry the other way with a drive, and I think Lundqvist got a piece of that.
Yeah, it did. I believe it hit him on the shoulder, just trying to go short side. Most guys would have gone far side, but Corey Perry was trying to fit it in there on that near post, and Lundqvist wasn't fooled.
Now Rene Bourque knocked to the ice by Girardi, but dumped it along the boards in behind Lundqvist. Girardi hands it off, and it's backhanded out to center ice. Recovered here by Boschman. Quick up, and that plays offside at the Ranger line.
Well, Corey Perry, best true goal scorer on the Anaheim Ducks, and the Rangers get caught. That's McDonough, the defenseman, get caught up on the play, but look at him hustle to get back. And he puts a stick in there that prevents Perry having other options. He can feel them coming. I don't think there was a deflection, no, but Lundqvist way out above the paint there, and he didn't budge. He didn't guess. Perry was trying to beat him on the short side. Lundqvist got a piece.
Corey Perry playing in his 4th game since missing 10 with that knee injury. And his first goal since coming back in the game against Nashville. Kessler looked like he may have gotten an elbow there from Kreider. Accidental or not sure. Now sent in wide of the Anaheim goal.
Elbows are seldom accidental.
Now Stepan centering attempt blocked. Stepan again trying to get it to the front. Good positioning there by Hampus Lindholm, and now it's picked up by St. Louis. Tried to dart out in front. Puck rolled off his stick. Now up the near side, Palmieri and Stepan came together, and the Ducks come out. Oshman on the far side. Swept toward the net, or attempted to, and that was blocked by Stahl. And a quick up now for Stepan. He gains control. He's got Boyle coming late. Stepan slides it across and just off the stick of Harvey St. Louis on the far side. It comes to Klein with a shot here and a left pad save by Bryzgalov.
On the attack for the Ducks, it seems like they're slowing down inside the line, and it's allowing the Rangers to get back into position at the last moment. Even on that last rush, it looked like it was a possible 3-on-2. Stahl was able to take the shot away.
Then back into the Anaheim zone. Lovejoy trying to keep Anglin to the outside. Now Fost. Behind the net, centering attempt was blocked by Bryzgalov, and the Ducks come away with it. Raquel handing off to Maroon, who plays it along behind Lundqvist. Now Raquel, number 67. With Pelly trying to get it to the front. Now Maroon chasing it down again. Hayes on him. 6 minutes gone here in the second period. Scoreless game. Fowler over Ricard, and that shot was blocked as he tried to get it to the front. Now Raquel goes back out to the high slot, kind of a third man high. Now he starts to drift toward the net. There's Fowler with it, trying to find a stick in front. But it ends up on the netting and out of play. We'll step aside, scoreless here in Anaheim. Well, when the Winnipeg Jets come to town on the 11th of January, Teemu Selanne's number 8 will go to the rafters. What a phenomenal career he had. Of course, it began with the Jets when he had the 76 goals as a rookie. And looking at some of the Teemu Selanne commemorative items that will be available at the team store here at Honda Center.
And it's very fitting it'll be against the Winnipeg Jets because he's as beloved in Winnipeg as he is here in Anaheim.
It was a terrific career. Very deserving honor for one of the real nice guys in the game. A giveaway here by the Rangers. Shot from the slot, kicked aside by Lundqvist, and covered up right there as Vatanen tried to go just inside the post on the stick side.
Yeah, but it was Rene Bourque who got a piece of it. It was Rene Bourque that was looking up at the ceiling afterwards. Good heads-up shot by Vatanen. See Bourque, number 14, coming out of the corner. He did get a piece of it, and that's what made it so difficult to handle for Henrik Lundqvist. Vatanen is really a smart player. Bourque was acquired earlier in the season from Montreal. Vatanen's got 5 power play goals. He's got 9 goals on the season, and he's been able to play every game, which very few defensemen in Anaheim have been able to say this year.
Now the face-off in the Ranger zone. Shots are 15-11 in favor of the Rangers. Vatanen brings it along behind the Ranger goal. McDonough up the near side. Stoner jumped in quickly. Flips it up in the air and still in play, but Girardi able to win the battle with Silverberg. Now Cogliano gets a stick on it. Thompson steps in. Rangers overskate. That didn't come out of the zone. Thompson for the net. Right pad save by Lundqvist with Cogliano right in front of him. Now Nash slides it ahead. Zuccarello across the line. Drops it back for Nash. Nash with a shot that's deflected up on the netting and out of play. Well, tomorrow on the NHL Network, Chicago and Minnesota. Sunday here on NBCSN, Minnesota and Chicago in Chicago. Tuesday night, Brian and I will be in Pittsburgh for Minnesota and Pittsburgh here on NBCSN. Wednesday night rivalry next Wednesday, Philadelphia and Washington. Download the app or watch live online at NBCSports.com/live extra.
Anaheim's been able to get their forecheck game going. They're picking it up where they finished off at the end of the first period. They've taken away some of the speed game to the New York Rangers and forced them to be in their end more than they want.
Rene Bourque with it on the left wing side. Chips it along. Perry gets there. Tried to send it toward the net. Hit a couple of sticks, and Kevin Klein able to get it to Kreider. One of the Anaheim defensemen, Lindholm, struggled a little bit as he stumbled as Kreider's shot was steered aside by Brizgalov.
Well, Kreider is so fast and so strong. Good positioning there by Boschman, who's a real sturdy guy himself. That's all about body position. If a guy like Kreider gets half a step on the defenseman, you're going to have to take a penalty because he's too strong to overpower once he's leaned in on you.
Out to center ice, Getzlaf has it. 8 minutes nearly gone here in the second period. We are scoreless at Honda Center. Team with the most points in the National Hockey League, the Anaheim Ducks, and the hottest team in the league, 10-1 in their last 11, the New York Rangers.
Rangers have played 5 fewer games than Anaheim.
Yeah. 5 fewer than a lot of teams around them in the Eastern Conference race, as this puck is covered up by Brizgalov.
Let's take a look at Frederik Andersen, the backup goalie tonight. He's at 34 starts. That's second in the National Hockey League. He just finished a string of 6 straight games and 26 out of 27 games, including 20 consecutive starts. Wow. He had a 10-2-1 record in December, and the 10 wins is a franchise record. Some outstanding numbers from Frederik Andersen on a team that's been banged up and had the mumps as bad as any team in the NHL. He's really a big reason they are where they are in the standings.
Had 40 wins in his first 55 decisions as a goaltender. Brian's second best ever in National Hockey League history. You have to go back to Bill Durnan of Montreal back in 1944.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? That's some numbers. 1944 now. A start like that in your career. Wow.
Now Bolesky couldn't win the battle for the puck. Rangers Miller sends it back the other way. Fowler for Anaheim plays it around on the near side. Backhanded along and out through center ice by Lovejoy, and a penalty coming against Anaheim. Stempniak realizes it, goes back behind the Ranger net. He'll look to skate out, and Lundqvist will try to make the long skate to the Ranger bench to get the extra attacker on. Miller, good job protecting the puck. Hands it off to the man off the bench. Broussard score! That's pretty good execution, Brian, on the delayed penalty.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Sometimes teams will let up a little bit when they know they're going to take a penalty. I think Anaheim might have been guilty a little bit. Left side of your screen is where the penalty was taken. And then Klein coming in from the point there. And Brizgalov, who's made a lot of good saves in this game, I don't think he was screened in this. I think he got a decent look at it. Broussard got a lot on it for sure. And it just goes 5-hole, and Brizgalov, pretty good boxing out by the defense there of the Anaheim Ducks. but Brzgalov couldn't find the handle on that wicked Derek Brassard shot. But it just seemed like as the Ducks came back in the zone, a couple of guys let up just a little bit enough, and the Rangers picked the tempo up, got that extra guy out on the ice, and Brassard just steamed into that one.
Brassard coming off a season last year where he had career highs in goals, assists, points, obviously. 18 goals, 27 assists, 45 points, and picking up his 11th goal of the season here to put the Rangers on the board first. Here, a little bit of the chant of "Let's go Rangers." Quite a few Ranger jerseys evident during the warm-up skate as Cogliano sends it back toward the Ranger goal, and a good chance there in tight by Silfverberg was fought off by Lundqvist. Back to the right point, a shot that changes direction.
Yeah, Zuccarello deflected that one in front. A little dangerous there, but it went right by the post.
Brassard knocked away by Clayton Stoner, who lobs it back into the Ranger zone as we hit the halfway mark of period number 2. St. Louis wins the race to the puck. Hands it off for Kreider. Hammers it just wide. Miller and Stahl the assists on the goal by Derek Brassard at 9:10 of the second period. St. Louis with it. Hands it off now for Kreider. Kreider angles it back to Klein. They have a shooting lane, sends it back for Stepan. Stepan angles it off the board down to the post. Quick redirect to the net, but a quick stick there by Boschman to knock it away. Rangers keep it alive. Now Klein lets it go out to the line. Stepan shot. That hits St. Louis, slapped off of his stick. And Lindholm slides it ahead now for Maroon up the far side, overskates the puck and just reaches back to dump it into the zone. Pelly takes a hit. Along the boards now is Raquel. Thompson's it along Bourque. Lays it around to the right point. Lovejoy for Fowler. Fowler sends it back on the far side, and shot attempt there was blocked by Kreider. Smith Pelly from the boards, and that's blocked over the glass and out of play. We will step aside. Derek Brassard has the first goal of the game. And when we come back, we'll hear from his coach, Alain Vigneault, after this.
Coach, you came into this game, your team had won 10 of the last 11 games. You spoke openly the other day saying you wanted to see the response of your team at the start of this tough California trip. What do you think so far?
Yeah, I like our game so far. I think both teams are trying to play to their strengths, and it's been a real good game so far. Both teams have had some good looks, great goaltending, and hopefully it's going to continue.
What's important from this point on? What do you want to see?
Well, you know, we have to manage the puck well against this team. We got to get through that neutral zone. If we get through the neutral zone, we'll be all right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Alain Vigneault, who's coached in 2 of the last 4 Stanley Cup Finals, of course, behind the bench for Vancouver in the 7-game loss to Boston in 2011, and last year for the Rangers in the loss against the Los Angeles Kings.
Both coaches talked about the same thing, really. The neutral zone, the gap. Talked to Bruce Boudreau in the first period. He said, we got to tighten the gap. We're letting the Rangers get through the neutral zone. Alain Vigneault just finished saying, we got to do a good job in the neutral zone. That's the key. If the Rangers can use their speed and attack with that speed, then they can press Anaheim back into their zone.
Been a very clean game to this point, just each team with a minor penalty, although the goal was scored on a delayed call. Ahead now for Foss, number 19. Looking to go wide on Lindholm, who got a stick on it. Now Hagelin with it. Hagelin to the backhand, and he slid it just wide. Carl Hagelin was so quick.
Some outstanding stick handling there. Caught the defenders in Anaheim standing still.
Gets Lapp with a good stick, hands it off now for Lindholm, who jumped up on the play, trying to get through Hayes, who slowed him down a bit. Now Mark Stahl with it. That doesn't get through Corey Perry. Perry looking to the front, hands it off, high slot. Lindholm, save made by Lundqvist. Now Hayes with it. Sends it ahead, it jumps over the stick of Hagelin. Corey Perry across the line. Boyle reached back and got a stick on the puck, and Hayes starts it back now for the Rangers. Kevin Hayes rolls it in deep. Stoner back to get it. Didn't get the pass away that he wanted, but the Ducks escape anyway up the far side. Out the way from Palmieri, skated into the Ranger zone, but immediately cleared back the other way. Bolesky takes a hit there from Girardi. McDonough. Now Brassard tried to move it along. Steal by Bolesky. Turns. Hands it off. Palmieri shot didn't get through. Now out to the high slot again. Vatanen drops it back for Stoner. He slides it toward Lundqvist, who steers it to the far side. Vatanen again. And that deflects off the high glass behind Lundqvist. Centering pass off the stick of Kessler. He'll send it back to the line. Vatanen looking for an opening. And it doesn't connect there with Kessler, and the Rangers able to clear. Quick up the other way now for Palmieri. He looks across, and Cogliano's shot was blocked by Girardi. Anaheim picking up the pressure here in the last couple of minutes.
And two of their best scoring chances, though, have been blocked in front of the net. McDonough blocked one, and then Girardi one right there. Line changes.
Nearly turned over by the Rangers, but St. Louis plays it ahead now for Kreider. Chris Kreider lost an edge on his skate. Thompson sends it across, and it's poked ahead by Silfverberg into the Rangers zone. St. Louis back to get it. Silfverberg with a steal. Cogliano looking back for Silfverberg with a shot here, just missed on the glove side. Now Fowler sends it along. St. Louis trying to chase it down, couldn't get it by Cogliano. Comes up the wall. Silfverberg trying to get himself free. Knocked away momentarily by Klein. Now Silfverberg tried to go out to the point. Rangers able to get control, and Derek Stepan lobs it back into the Anaheim end of the ice.
Good intensity, good forecheck, good puck management for Anaheim, giving him sustained pressure inside the Ranger zone.
Lundqvist comes out last second to play that puck as soon as it got into the trapezoid area where he's allowed to play it. Now Raquel tried to send it across, but a good stick by one of the Ranger defenders. And that sends Miller back the other way.
I think John Moore picked up one out of the air. The Rangers, even when they're in trouble, they've done a good job in front of their net at getting good position and block some really dangerous shots.
Maroon sends it in wide of Lundqvist. Off the near boards, it's picked up by Raquel. Hammers a shot here, saved by Lundqvist. And Dominic Moore able to get it out to center ice. Gathered up here by Miller, but Rangers don't get it deep. It's cleared back out to center ice. Stahl tried to drive it back in. And with some help, Miller gets it back along the boards behind Brizgalov. Shots are 17 apiece. The Rangers with a 1-0 lead on the Derek Brassard goal. Now Hagelin trying to turn it back. Lindholm recovered for Anaheim, and Bourque rolls it along the boards behind Lundqvist.
But that was that gap in the neutral zone that Bruce Boudreau was talking about in the first. Lindholm standing up in the neutral zone, turned that puck right back over and got it back in the zone.
Now Girardi. Skips over the stick of Bourque out to center ice, and it skips over the stick of Vatanen. And back come the Rangers now. The goal scorer Brassard. Looking along the boards, is picked up now by Fost. Now Brassard with it again, out to the line. Girardi. He fired that in wide of Brizgalov. Getzlaf got a stick on it. Stoner trying to tie up his man. Brassard gets to the loose puck. Now Stoner with Fost stepping into him. One-handed toward the Anaheim crease, covered up by Brizgalov. Will step away with the Rangers leading 1-0. Watch live out-of-market games with NHL Game Center Live. One subscription lets you watch on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and connected devices. Visit NHL.com/GCL to learn more.
Been a lot of tempo in this game, especially in this second period. The Ducks have upped their tempo to match the Rangers' tempo.
Kessler, Brassard tie each other up. Puck goes to the corner. Another battle there. Stoner able to move it along. Vatanen on the far side. Palmieri off of his stick. Recovered by Brassard. Trying to roll it back in deep. Stoner anticipated that and got to it. Now around on the far side. It's a contested puck that's sent by the Ducks out to center ice. Bolesky knocking down Cam Boyle. Boyle still managed to make a play on the puck back toward the Anaheim end. Poked away from the dangerous Rick Nash, recovered here by Kessler. Now for Bolesky, a shot right through on Lundqvist, and he just squeezes everything together.
Let's take a look at Henrik Lundqvist's work so far tonight. Early on in the game, it was Ryan Getzlaf driving in from a bad angle. He shut that one off. He plays deeper in his net than most goaltenders. He has lightning quick reflexes. That one really hurt him in the shoulder, that bad angle shot. He also tracks the puck so well. He has great hockey sense and great knowledge, so he sees plays developing, and you have to be able to do that to be a good goaltender. Anticipate where that pass is going to go and be there to stop it.
His last 10 starts, 9 wins. There's a chance for Kreider here. Brizgalov turns it aside. Not only 9 wins, Brian, but a save percentage of almost 94. A chance in front, and a save by Brizgalov. That was Stepan. And now it's played along and picked up by Cogliano across the line. Backhands it in wide of Lundqvist. Now Girardi on the far side for Kreider. Thompson steps into him. Silverberg over to help out. And St. Louis for the Rangers able to clear it back toward the Anaheim zone. Fowler slides it ahead for Cogliano. Couldn't get a stick on it. This will be icing against Anaheim.
Chris Kreider's got some size. He's got a lot of speed, too. And that long flip play, the Rangers have put a lot of pressure on the Anaheim defense at times. And he got the right bounce and got a really good shot on Brizgalov. And then later on, just good work by Lovejoy there, staying with it defensively as Kreider and his line mates had a really good shift for the Rangers.
Now Dominic Moore in the face-off circle, wins it cleanly for the Rangers. Kevin Klein for Stempniak. Rolls it across. Stahl tees it up. Blocked in front. Taken back though by the Rangers. Here's Moore with a chance. He fired it wide on the glove side. It came right out in front of Brizgalov, and then a collision knocks the net off.
Did that come off the end glass? I couldn't see from here, but that was a weird bounce, and all of a sudden, boom, it was in front of the net. Came off the end wall somehow. Brizgalov wasn't quite sure where it was. See, look at Brizgalov trying to find it. The biggest, see, where is it? Where is it? He turns over. He heard it hit the glass. By the time he turns around, it's already coming back over his other shoulder. And in good coverage in front of the net, and the net comes off its moorings. 1-0 game. Brizgalov's played well. The Anaheim Ducks are 20-0-6 in 1-goal games. 20-0-6. That is outstanding.
Bruce Boudreau, when talking about this morning, said, you know, the coach would like to win one game 5-0. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Now Perry under some pressure. Second effort, couldn't get it out, but he got some help now as Boschman comes back, and now it's taken back by Zuccarello. Now recovered by Corey Perry, ahead for Getzlaf. And to find Rene Bourque on the far side. Bourque number 14. Moves it back along in deep now for Corey Perry. 1.5 minutes remaining here in the second period. Rangers with a 1-0 lead. Antoine Boschman looks to the front. That was blocked by Zuccarello right in front of him. Now Lundqvist calmly hands it off to Ryan McDonough. Angles it up the far side. Lindholm plays it back toward the Rangers zone, and now it's skated in by Corey Perry. He loses an edge, and Zuccarello turns and fires it right back out to center ice.
Nearly every time a Ranger defenseman gets a puck under control deep in their own zone, there's at least one Ranger forward flying the zone, trying to stretch the Ducks out.
That puck deflects up into the Anaheim bench area and out of play.
Going back to those 1-goal wins that Anaheim has had, 20-0-6. Talking to Bruce Boudreau this morning, he said that, well, you know what, early in the year, we had several games where we had 2- and 3-goal leads. We'd be up 4-1, and we'd give up a couple, and we'd win 4-3. So, you know, he said it's a great number for sure, but he said once that started happening, we started talking about, hey, you know, we have to improve on that, and we have to get in positions where we're ahead by 1 goal, and we have to be able to close those games out. And they've done that very well, too.
Plotted, pressured into a turnover. Back the other way. Hayes snaps one here, and he put it too high. Up off the glass out to Dan Boyle. Boyle sends it back along. Jumps over the stick of Hayes. Chased down by Fost on the far side. Now Fost controlling out near the line. 20 seconds remaining in the period. Rakell starts it back for Anaheim. Hagelin with the back check, and the play is offside at the Ranger line, and then was slapped by Maroon into the net, and a couple of the Ranger players weren't too happy about that.
Turnovers in the neutral zone, and Kevin Hayes had a good scoring chance on that last shift for the New York Rangers. Pressure on the defense, pressure. Vatanen should have got rid of it. But watch Hayes. It's basically a mini 2-on-1. He's coming from a bad angle, and he's near the face-off dot, but he would have been better served to make a shot at least in the middle of the net or on the other side to try and get a rebound. It's not as if he's a 40-goal scorer, and give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit, but a smarter shot would have given him a second chance opportunity.
Ryder trying to go to Stepan, knocked away. Palmieri angles it off the boards. Bolesky. And following up on the play, the horn goes to end the second period. Stay with us. The Discover Card intermission report. Liam, Mike, and JR will talk about the Rangers taking advantage of breakouts and Henrik Lundqvist holding strong through 40 minutes of play. Bryzgalov perhaps the surprise starter for Anaheim tonight, and he's given up the only goal off the stick of Derek Brassard on a delayed penalty. The intermission report right after this. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by the Discover It Card. It's a game changer. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer. Absolutely beautiful couple of days here in Southern California as we're back here getting ready for the start of the third period. And Brian, what do you think of the play of Ilya Bryzgalov so far?
I thought he's been outstanding in this game. He's got the same number of saves as Henrik Lundqvist. Only one got by him. But he's played with a lot of authority. His positioning has been really good. He looks extremely confident. He's given his team a lot of confidence. Made some great pad saves, tracked the puck really well. He's been deep in his net at times as well, too, but you have to be really impressed with him. This is only his second start of the season. The first one didn't go as well because it was 10 days right after he had signed his contract. It wasn't really in good playing shape yet, but he's ready now.
Left here early in his career, was signed, or actually picked up on waivers by the Phoenix Coyotes. Had some good years there, signed the big deal in Philadelphia. It didn't work out there. Went back to the KHL. Last year in Edmonton and Minnesota. Played some good games in the playoffs for the Wild last year. Kessler deflects that puck in wide of Lundqvist. Perhaps he didn't touch it. It's going to be called icing.
Well, one linesman just waved that off as no icing, and one called it as an icing. I think they're going to face this off at center because of that.
Yeah, they're having a discussion there. Brian Panchitz and Shane Heyer. And
Anaheim coming out with a couple of quick plays, quick ups, and some stretch passes. A little bit of what the Rangers were doing to them in the first two periods.
Now this puck deflected up on the netting and out of play. Wednesday night rivalry is here on NBCSN. The captain of Broad Street, Claude Giroux, leads the Flyers against Alexander Ovechkin, and the Capitals coverage begins next Wednesday at 7 Eastern here on NBCSN. Wednesday night rivalry, the night you love to hate. Boy, no letdown for the Washington Capitals after the Winter Classic, Brian?
Yeah, they've been
a couple of wins and keep on rolling.
They've been steady. They look a little different. Their discipline certainly is there. Their back end, their acquisitions there. Niskanen and Orpik have made a huge difference and getting terrific goaltending, and they're a solid team.
Gets left across the line. Hands it back down, handles Lindholm. He'll drop it back to Boschman, quickly back to his defense partner. Back straight away, Boschman, and he may have held it in, but wasn't so sure, and then he pulled it back out, and the play is whistled down.
Anaheim's had a really strange schedule this year. They started beginning of December, and they played 10 out of 12 games on the road, so that's most of the month of December. Now this is the 5th consecutive game of 8 in a row at home. And they're in a stretch where they're 36 out of 37 days in the state of California.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a schedule like that.
Lovejoy for the Ducks. It's deflected away by Hagelin, but picked up. And hands it off for Silverberg, and a glove save by Lundqvist. He'll hold it there.
Both teams been battling in this game for control of the neutral zone. You hear that pretty well every night from every coach. Keep the gap tight. Turnovers in the neutral zone will kill you. Whoever rules it has the puck possession most of the time and can put you back on your heels. So it's swayed back and forth at time. The Rangers had a lot of it early. And I think Anaheim cleaned up their game a little bit, did a better job in that area, and they're still fighting for it.
Now Silverberg comes in to take the face-off, but Dominic Moore wins it for the Rangers. McDonough around on the far side. Off the stick of Fawcett, and ends up in the Ranger bench and out of play.
The Rangers have a different look this year. Last year, Alain Vigneault said we had 3 solid lines, and then our 4th line was big, and it was a penalty-killing line. This year, he said you can either call them, we have 2 third lines or 2 fourth lines.
Right.
Take your pick of how you want to call it. The Hayes line and the Moore line, they have pretty good balance. He said we expect and we need scoring from them, but our team has a little different look and feel than last year's team that went to the finals.
It looked like Hayes and Hagelin are a pair for now, and Jesper Fast trying to prove that he belonged staying on that line. Dominic Moore, JT Miller settled in pretty well, and Lee Stempniak's the guy there right now. Tanner Glass, the only healthy forward scratch to Matt Hunwick defense as this puck bounces in front of Brizgalov, skips to the far side, and Cogliano able to clear it ahead. Jakob Silverberg will roll it along in behind Lundqvist. Silverberg, of course, who came to the Ducks in that Bobby Ryan trade a couple of years back.
Very reliable player. Really proved himself in the playoffs last year. Out in key situations in his own zone especially. Silverberg did a really good job there. Got the confidence of his coach.
Vatanen plays it ahead. Ducks get it back into the Rangers zone. John Moore is there for the Rangers to clear it. Vatanen slides it across. And Stoner sends it off the boards. Aaron's the Lundqvist knocked off of his stick. The Ducks trying to make something happen. But it's pushed ahead by the Rangers and taken here now by Brassard. He's got Nash trying to get free. Brassard for Nash, and it was knocked away by Vatanen, who got a skate on it. Giveaway though, Klein with a shot here, knocked down, he scores!
I think Derek Brassard's going to get credit for it. It's hard to tell because the Klein shot was semi-blocked. I think it went off of Brassard. I'm not quite sure. But the clearing attempt, it started off the rush here, and Vatanen did a really good job. And then he cleared it inadvertently right up the middle of the ice while Klein was in great position. And there is the initial shot. Does Brassard touch it? I'm not quite sure. It looks like it rolls right up at Brizgalov yet. Oh, he didn't see it. He felt it. It hit his shoulder, and then he was looking for it, tried to react to it. So I think
it might have been, and it could have been Brizgalov that hit it too, Brian, from that last look. I don't know.
I think it was already going in. He tried to bat it out of the air. It was a desperation move. You could see that it hit him, and he felt it, but then couldn't see it until it was already going in. But Vatanen's attempt to clear up the middle of the ice went right to Klein.
Well, Bruce Boudreau said this morning, the one thing you don't want to do against this team and this goalie is fall behind by a 2-0 score. And some of the Ranger fans here getting a "Let's go Rangers" chant going. And back down comes Corey Perry, trying to cut to the middle. And it's deflected away. St. Louis able to get enough on it to clear the zone. They're announcing the goal to Kevin Klein. And that continues his career offensive year. His 8th goal of the season unassisted. Back the other way comes Hagelin, and a save made by Brizgalov. Put right back out in front. And Corey Perry able to get a stick on it for Getzlaf. .232 of the third period, the time of the goal for Klein. Now Stahl stepping in front of Maroon. Mark Stahl on the far side of most of that Smith-Pelly check. And Raquel tried to get it deep, but the Rangers get to it. Backhanded by Boyle out to center ice. It's into the glove of Brizgalov, and he'll settle it down there. Rangers starting 3 games in 4 nights here in the state of California, with the Rangers playing the Kings tomorrow night at Staples Center, and then in San Jose on Saturday night. Klein comes up with it. Hands it off for Dominic Moore. That's Stempniak with some speed up the right side. It comes back for Moore just off of his skate.
That's got to be a better pass. That's a really good opportunity, 3-on-2, and Stempniak put it in Moore's feet.
Back to the line, Klein again. Hammers one for Carlson. Rebound hit. Hit the goal post. And Ricard tries to clear it. And it's picked up now by Stempniak. Stempniak sends it across. Empty move there, and a shot was knocked down in front. The crowd oohing and eyeing on the play there by
Rick Nash.
Rick Nash.
You see why he's got 24 goals. Wow, what some great moves there, and he got a good shot. But Brizgalov just saw it that last second.
Zuccarello gets a stick on it in the neutral zone. Now Boyle across for Brassard. And sticks collide. The puck comes back inside the Ranger zone. Now Stahl across. Zuccarello sends it in. Borschman up the near side. Cogliano. Stahl steps up in front of Silverberg, but the Ducks get it back. Now on the right wing side, Silverberg would make the play. Kreider, Dan Boyle, St. Louis clear.
Brad Lauer, assistant coach of the Ducks, here on the bench, exhorting the troops here. Let's go, boys. Got to push the pace. We got to crank it up here.
Now Silverberg up the right wing side. It's taken away and played back toward the line. Held in by the Ducks. Gets left, hands it off, and a shot. A save made by Lundqvist on Silverberg, who was at the end of his shift, but was set up by Getzlaf, who sends it across the Ranger zone. Hammered by Lovejoy wide of the net. Getzlaf with it again. Some sustained pressure here now by Anaheim. Getzlaf rolls it around behind the Ranger goal. It comes back to number 15. Hands it off to Lovejoy. Shot right through. Picked up by Perry. Wanted to get it back to the front of the net. Taken over by Bourque out to the line. A one-timer by Lovejoy. Sails wide of the net. St. Louis trying to clear. That was blocked. Mad scramble in the Ranger zone. Now it comes to Getzlaf again. High slot. Looks to the front of the net. Intentionally sends it wide. Here's Perry.
Stepan did a real good job of fronting Getzlaf there. Getzlaf wanted to feed that to the front of the net.
Now Perry behind the net. Tried to get it to the front. Knocked away by Kreider. And recovered by Stepan.
So Getzlaf had to bank it off the end wall instead of getting it to the front.
Lovejoy slides it across. Fowler on the change. Hands it off to Palmieri. Steps into the Ranger zone. Trying to get it to the front of the net. Blocked by Girardi, but he was down on his knees. Now it comes back out where Vatanen has it. High slot picked up, and Kessler with a chance. And just as the save is made by Lundqvist, a penalty being indicated. A hooking call. And they've changed the goal to Rick Nash, number 61, in front to make it 2-0.
Rick Nash has been credited for the goal, not Kevin Klein, because of that deflection right there. No wonder Brizgalov had trouble handling it. It got tipped and deflected right in front of him. The referee, Kelly Sutherland, goes right and probably said, "Did you touch it?" Nash probably told him, and Brizgalov just could not find the handle on it.
Ryan McDonough, the guilty party, just as we went to the break. The power play brought to you by Craftsman here for Anaheim. Their only other power play in this game lasted for 30 seconds when they took a subsequent minor. Now Raquel had it, but it's knocked off his stick. Cleared ahead off the glove of Vatanen and recovered now by Dominic Moore, who plays it ahead into the Anaheim zone.
No better time for this power play that it's been on a ghastly slump. 1 for 27 in the last 9 games. They need something here.
Now Raquel across the line, but offside on the far side.
A lot of elements to a power play always. Entries, which that one was just poor, causing offside. Retrievals, you can't be lazy on a power play. You're going to turn it over. You have to hustle and get it back. Don't expect the other team to just give it back to you. And then, of course, shots on goal. You have to get some rubber to the net front presence in the eyes of Henrik Lundqvist, and see what happens from there.
Patrick Maroon, after an Anaheim faceoff win, sent it around. Held into the line by Getzlaf. Makes a little move there on Stepan. Now has it in the corner. Pulls it off behind the net, Corey Perry. Perry angles it back around now for Getzlaf. Out to the line. Across now for Fowler. Fowler sweeps it to the net. Lundqvist the save. There was traffic there. Eric Stepan angles it off the boards. Nash trying to get to it. And now it is swept down the ice.
Stepan and Nash go off the ice for the New York Rangers. Villeneuve says he's reluctant to use guys on power play and penalty kill, but Nash and Stepan are so efficient on the penalty kill, he pretty much has to use them.
A chance rolling in toward Lundqvist, but it's stopped by the Ranger goaltender, and he got some help as it's cleared down the ice.
Oh, and Corey Perry is barking at the referees there. He definitely wanted a penalty. He thought he was being pulled from behind. He was giving it to Jean Hébert, the referee.
Fowler drops it back. Getzlaf takes it wide. Looking for Perry. Perry protects, gets the shot away, knocked down in front, and it's cleared all the way back into the Anaheim zone. Now Vatanen with it. Slides it ahead. Palmieri, who grew up a Ranger fan. Born on Long Island, but spent a lot of his youth in the New Jersey area. And McDonough comes out of the box, and the Ranger penalty killers do not allow the Anaheim power play a single shot on goal. Now middle of the ice, a shot by Bolesky goes wide. Lindholm on the far side, has it in the corner. Hands it off now for Bolesky, trying to jam it in front. And it's covered up. No, Lundqvist had it for a moment. He got some help as Stahl skated it away.
Yeah, it was kind of a flutter ball. He got a piece of it. I think his glove got jarred. He never got a chance to catch it.
Out to the line, a shot here, knocked down. Kessler trying to get a stick on it. Now Palmieri. Knocked away by Stahl around on the near side. Vatanen came in to keep it alive for the Ducks. Centering attempt there by Palmieri, intercepted. And this puck, I think, cleanly out of play. The fans think so. And the officials are talking about it now.
He's gone.
It is going to be a penalty.
Yep. Stepan's gone. Yep. There was a little bit of hesitation there because there was a Duck stick in there, but I just think it was a slap on the stick right there. Rangers aren't protesting too much. That one went right out over the glass, and you can see Anaheim calling for a penalty right away. Derek Stepan, whom I just mentioned, is one of their really good penalty killers. He's not going to help him there because he's in the box.
So Alain Vigneault, his team in back-to-back penalty killing situations.
Anaheim's had their best chances down low, coming from behind the net and from the corner and getting plays to the front of it, more so than using the point.
Delay a game penalty. Another power play here for Anaheim. Straight away, Postman with a shot. Score!
Boy, did they need that one. The one-timer from the point. Henrik Lundqvist is really upset by this. To see if he got screened by his own man. But as soon as it went into the net, he was really angry, shaking his head. Oh, I think that went off his own man, Hagelin. I think that got deflected maybe just a little off the backside of Hagelin. Lundqvist couldn't find it. Right up in the top corner, right up under the bar. See how Hagelin kind of spins around there? I think he took the eyes away from Henrik Lundqvist and may even have deflected it at the same time.
Bolshevik's third of the year. And as you pointed out, Brian, a much-needed power play with all the struggles the Ducks have had as that puck into the Anaheim bench and out of play. Well, we've got ourselves a one-goal game. The Ducks are used to those as we're past the halfway mark of the third period here at Honda Center. The Rangers 2 and the Ducks 1. Well, as you look at the Anaheim goal scorer on the power play, you see the Ducks 20-0-6 record in one-goal games this season. You go back to the 12-13 campaign, 61-6 and 20 in one-goal games.
That's the way the NHL is these days. I mean, there are so many one-goal games. You have to have the nerve for it.
Stoner with a shot knocked down in front of Lundqvist and sent wide.
Oh my, I mean, Lundqvist just barely fought that one off. Had a great look at that Stoner shot. He didn't see it till the last second.
Stoner will try it again for the high tip. And it goes just wide. Vatanen comes in from the right point. Rick Nash, who has the goal that's the difference right now, is 25th of the year for Kevin Klein, and now Brassard. Across the line. Tried to hand it off there and just misconnecting to Zuccarello. Angled off the board, got to the line. Boyle with a shot of Brizgalov to save. Here comes Stahl. Mark Stahl now. Turns, knocked down by Kessler. Stoner trying to dig the puck free. JT Miller over to help out for the Rangers, but the Ducks able to clear. And Boyle back to get it. Cross down for Miller. Miller across the line. Forced wide by Bozeman. Miller picked up the puck. Oh, he tried to bank that in high off the shoulder on the short side of Brizgalov and almost pulled it off. Now here come the Ducks, 3 o'clock. Silverberg rolls it in. Lundqvist got the stick on it. Very close to the area where he's not supposed to touch it. The official indicating it was okay. Play continues. Now it's sent in wide of Lundqvist again. Now chipped high in the air and back out to center ice. Silverberg, Raquel, Cogliano on here now for Bruce Boudreau. Cogliano across the line, drops it back. Raquel, top of the circle. Little toe drag, lost the puck. Now it comes back. Lindholm slides it across. He was trying to set up Cogliano at the side of the net. And the Rangers back the other way. Klein able to get to this puck. He's got Hayes cutting for the net. Backhand Jacko just wide. Kevin Klein showing a little offensive confidence.
Yeah, he's been quite an offensive threat this year. Wow, 8 goals already. This is 7 rather, excuse me, because he had to take it away today, yeah. But he's been shooting the puck very effectively. It's not something he's been known for in his career.
Now Foss. Hagelin tries to get it to the front. Knocked away by Raquel, played ahead. And now the Ducks back into their own zone to regroup. Beauchemin plays it ahead, upset with himself at the pass as the Rangers dump it back into the Anaheim zone. Lovejoy sends it along now, Beauchemin. Beauchemin angles it off the board. Lovejoy around on the far side. Getzlaf, who had the primary assist on the Beauchemin goal lead. Pass for Perry. And a set play, they're trying to spring him for a breakaway and almost pulled it off. Now Kreider with that speed up the left side. Change of pace shot. Bryzgalov has it, and he will hold there.
Clayton Stoner had a terrific shot from the point. This one, I was looking right over his shoulder. Watch the goaltender Lundqvist. At the last seconds, he just gets his glove there, feels it, can't control it, but they were able to clear it away. And then here's Kevin Klein jumping up on the play there. Boy, that's a heck of a move. And he gets at least a bit of a swipe at it as he gets to the front of the net. A high-speed attack. The puck was getting away from him a little, but he still got something on it.
Brassard loses that draw, Brian. He is 1-13 on 14 faceoffs tonight. He's won only 1.
You won't see him in his own end in those faceoffs.
And now this is going to be a hand pass signal against Anaheim as we remind you of the upcoming schedule. NHL Network will have Chicago at Minnesota. Here on NBCSN, we'll have the return match in Chicago on Sunday night at 7 Eastern. Brian and I will be in Pittsburgh Tuesday for the Wild and the Penguins. And then next Wednesday night rivalry, the Flyers and the Red Hot Capitals.
Anaheim was just talking here on the bench saying we get inside the zone, we get down below the hash marks, just get it into his feet. They're talking about Lundqvist. Just get it in that blue paint and everybody jam.
Center ice turned back by the Rangers. St. Louis trying to catch up with his puck. Takes a quick look over his shoulder. Now battling with Stoner. Off the stick of Palmieri and out to center ice. Recovered by St. Louis. Down the wall, he hands it off now for Stefan. He sends it across the Anaheim zone. Is recovered here by Vatanen. Vatanen now right wing side. Palmieri just out of his reach. And that's called icing. Palmieri arguing that he touched it. Well, the faceoff is going back here into the Anaheim zone as Bruce Boudreau looks over his bench, considering his options going forward. Dominic Moore, Ryan Kessler getting ready for this faceoff. To the left of Bryzgalov, 6:08 remaining in the third. 2-1 Ranger lead. Starting this 3-game and 4-night trip through the state of California and the start of 6 out of 7 on the road for the All-Star break. Stempniak for John Moore, and a shot blocked before it got to Bryzgalov. JT Miller back to John Moore with a shot. Bryzgalov steers that aside. Getzlaf just sends it down the ice, and this will be barely an icing call.
Let's take a look at what the New York Rangers have done to the Anaheim defense throughout this game. They've really put pressure on them time and time again. Down low, coming out of their zone, just dogged forecheck on them. Another turnover there and another scoring chance. Down on them. All 5 guys often very close together. The scoring chances they've had in this game have been outstanding because of it, and that pressure was the main reason for goal number 2 when Botman tried to clear it under big-time pressure right up the middle of the ice and inadvertently gave it right to Klein, and Klein's shot got deflected by Nash for the second goal.
Now Boudreau takes Lindholm off the ice and gets Vatanen out there along with Bolshevic. Turnover, Ducks shot here, score! Zuccarello! And the Rangers have regained the 2-goal lead.
From the face-off, the Rangers put pressure on again, and Matt Zuccarello, who's got a tremendous set of hands, top of your screen, will get in good position, but that dogged forecheck puts pressure on the defense. It's a bad turnover here. Boschman can only take a whack at it up the wall, trying to get it to his guy. But Zuccarello is in such good position. Look at him. Such good positioning there. And he just loads and fires there. Brizgalov gets a piece of it. It's off his shoulder and top shelf on the short side. Terrific goal by the Rangers.
Sent in wide of Brizgalov and picked up now by Boschman. So the Ducks, who were starting to try to gain some momentum, and cut the Ranger lead down to a goal. Now see the Rangers bounce back and regain the 2-goal advantage. Announced an unassisted goal for Matt Zuccarello. And again, I believe it was Broussard who was in the face-off circle that lost that draw. As it comes out of Hayes. Sends it in wide of the Anaheim goal. Lindholm. Knocked away by Foss. Foss battling hard to keep control. Lindholm gets it back, but then he fans on the attempted outlet, taken away by Derek Stepan.
See, again, just pressure on the D.
Maroon sends it along. Boschman with it. Good pressure again here by Stepan, and now St. Louis comes in. Kessler backhands it into the Ranger zone. Pulls it on the forecheck, getting some help here. Gagliano being held on to, and the official might have been able to hear him from one of our ringside mics, telling the Ranger player let him go. Silfverberg down for Kessler. Now rolling in toward Lundqvist. Silfverberg tries to make a play to the front, and it's sent just wide. Now Kessler angles it off the inboard. Silfverberg has it there. Cogliano set up in front. Silfverberg looking to the point, decides to send it along. Cogliano now to Kessler. Pressured by Stepniak as the puck rolls out along the boards, and Miller able to clear it back at least to the Anaheim line. And the Ducks try to quickly turn it back the other way, but 3 Rangers are there, and Moore able to send it back deep into the Anaheim zone. 3.5 remaining here in the third period. Nash trying to get in there. Getzlaf plays it ahead, rolls back into the Ranger zone. Right in front of the Ranger net. Corey Perry with some contact with Lundqvist, but play continues. The net did not come off.
Just a little over 3 minutes. We'll see how aggressive Bruce Boudreau is in pulling the goaltender.
High slot Zuccarello slides it across McDonough, top of the circle. Shot pass to the far side, and Broussard with it. Anaheim, Brian, without a shot in over 7 minutes, and a turnover here. Back to the line, and McDonough, that's into the glove of Brizgalov, and he will hold it there. We'll step away. The Rangers have regained their 2-goal advantage. We're late in the third. Matt Zuccarello didn't have a goal in 9 games coming in, but he had 7 assists over that stretch, but gets a goal here as we take you back and show you all the scoring. That was on the delayed penalty that Broussard scored, and then on this deflection, Rick Nash gets his 25th. Another look at it, and Broussard took a wave at it as well. Then on the power play, Boschman able to get the Ducks on the board, but then, Brian, as you pointed out, perfect positioning, as we didn't quite see the end of it there with the puck dropping. Perfect positioning by Zuccarello.
Their forecheck has been just outstanding, especially in key situations. Put so much pressure on the Ducks defense.
Mary rolls her right in front, redirection. Bucket and Lundqvist a save. What a stop that is.
On a sideways shot, yeah, he had to make a save to prevent it from coming out into the into a prime scoring area. It's just a shot off the end wall, and from the corner out in front of the net. Oh, it does get deflected. So he comes out. He's moving towards Raquel. I think that went off of Raquel.
Yeah, it did.
Lundqvist has been really sharp. I couldn't see that from this angle at first, but he really came out in his challenge extremely well in this game. Lundqvist has.
So the goaltender Brizgalov is out. The extra attacker on with 2:23 remaining here in the third. Kessler, Maroon, Getzlaf, Perry, Boschman, and Vatanen. Rangers win the draw, but they fail to clear. It comes out near the line, and good stick there by Stepniak, and now Dominic Moore to the empty net. He scores from just inside the red line. And what a start to this California road trip for the New York Rangers.
Putting pucks in areas where you can create offense. That's the bottom line here. The Rangers execute really well. They battle in the right spot, and then they just whack it to an area where they can get to it first. Boschman hustled over from the defense of the Ducks as quickly as he could. He was at full speed trying to get there, but Dominic Moore was already on the move, and he was on the offensive side of the red line. He had nothing to lose by throwing it towards the empty net, and he hit the target.
Well, a disappointed Bruce Boudreau. But he spoke with very high praise about this Ranger team. He knew what his club was going to be facing.
They're fast.
Yeah, they're fast.
They're fast, and they certainly have proven that, the Rangers have.
Fowler sends it along. It's Kelly, now Lovejoy. Back along the boards. Out to the left point and off the glove of Cam Fowler. He has to back up and then sends it across. Lovejoy sends it back to the side of the Ranger goal. Lundqvist out to play it away from Devontae Smith-Pelly, and it's lifted high in the air by Hagelin and hits the scoreboard. The faceoff is going to stay in the Ranger zone with a minute 26 remaining.
Well, it's quite a show that the Rangers have put on in this game, a game that they had put pressure on themselves to say, hey, we got to figure out exactly where we are. Yeah, we were 10-1 coming into this game. They hadn't played some of the top teams in the league, and Anaheim is at the top of the food chain, and they were putting pressure on themselves. Yeah, we have to do it. It's been very impressive.
Stepniak and Miller assisting on the empty net goal. And that line right back out here for Alain Vigneault, getting rewarded a bit.
I like it when teams do that, Dave. You know, you get in situations, you know, as a team, you know, as an individual, yeah, this is a game that we have to win. Yeah, this is a road trip we have to do well and show well. And if you're the New York Rangers, and they faced right up to it and said, yeah, we're looking to see exactly where we're at. So far, so good. 1 for 1 on this 3-game California trip.
Now backhanded across by Foss, but recovered by the Ducks. Taken back now by Hayes. Many more of the Duck fans than Ranger fans have left, so you can really hear the Let's Go Ranger chant. Final half minute. Hayes across. Boyle plays it up the far side. Off of Foss, and Hagel will just skate it back into the Ranger zone. Just play a little keep away here. John Moore plays it ahead. Now kicked ahead by Hayes onto his own stick, dumps it in wide of Brizgalov. Now out to Devontae Smith-Pelly, and that is going to do it. As the New York Rangers, behind Henrik Lundqvist, and goals from Brassard, Nash, Zuccarello, and Dominic Moore, win this one by a final score of 4-1. For Brian Engblom and the rest of our crew here at Honda Center in Anaheim, I'm Dave Strader saying thanks for joining us, but don't go away. There's more hockey coverage coming your way here on NBCSN. Stay with us after the break. NHL Overtime. Brian will have a conversation with the winning goaltender, Henrik Lundqvist. Thanks for watching.